Hello and welcome to the Tony and Martin Sosnoff Theater at the John Cranford Adams Playhouse. At this time, please silence your cell phones. In the event of an emergency, please make your way to the nearest exit, which may be in front of you. Thank you.
No stress. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, proud families, and most importantly, the 2025 graduating class of the Hofstra Northwell Nursing and Physician Assistant Study School. Graduates, please be seated. Graduates, you may be seated. Excellent. How about those posters this morning, right? Great work, everybody. Strong work. And thank you to Denise for helping out. My name is Scott Gould. I am the Chair and Program Director in the Department of Physician Assistant Studies. It is an honor and a privilege to be up here today to kick off this ceremony as we celebrate the accomplishments of this special group of students. I want to be fairly brief because we have a full agenda of exciting events. But before relinquishing the podium, I do want to take one last opportunity to share some thoughts I have, particularly around impacting others. As I was thinking about what to say today, I reflected on the history of this program. Many of you know that I too graduated from here, and back then you couldn't buy a keynote speaker. But today, with the evolution of this program and the accomplishments of this cohort, everybody wants to be a part of your celebration. I was also reflecting on last year's graduation. It marked the 20th cohort graduating from this class, which was pretty cool. Then it dawned on me that this is the 21st graduating class of the cohort. Yeah, PAs can do math. I added one extra. So 21 years old, right? Legal age. And it's a good thing too, because you may not know this, but this group pretty much took over a bar up at NISPA and crushed a fundraising event, raising more money for New York's PA Association than any other program in the state. So with 21 years in mind, it's fitting that we toast this special group today. I look around at this group, and I think how it's funny how each cohort develops its own personality. And when you've been doing this for a while, you watch and you wait, and you want to see that personality settle out. Usually we start to see this personality around the fall of the first semester. And this cohort was no exception, except that they kind of were. When I say that we love this cohort, we mean it. Because after you've been doing this, or most things for a while, you occasionally get fatigued or jaded. Some people talk about burnout. And I think that's where this faculty was hovering in the fall of 2023. But in comes the class of 25. And very early on, it was apparent to all of us that this cohort was going to be exceptional. You've already seen some of their work earlier, but as the morning unfolds, you will come to see what this fine group has accomplished together. It wasn't just the recruitment, though we have collected an eclectic menagerie of students here. It wasn't someone leaving after we gave them the calendar. It wasn't bringing someone else in then a week into the program already started. It wasn't Gould's last-minute evidence-based medicine in a box there, or the semi-anonymous surveys. It wasn't the marriages, the babies, the breakups, or the makeups. Not the early morning workout classes, or the nearly getting kicked out of Eisenhower Park for the unsanctioned PA Olympics. It wasn't some student coming to us and saying, hey, I know this is the hardest thing I've ever had to do, but how do I do this and still play Division I field hockey at the same time? It was all of these things and more. This class brought an excitement for becoming a PA. They trusted the process, mostly, and went on a ride with us, many times leading us. They pushed us, they tested us, they inspired us, and they woke up our passion. They had an impact on us. Although probably the worst case of senioritis I've ever seen. Stethoscopes on skin, people, not over the coat. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little sleep deprived this morning, and it's all really just winning the NISBA Challenge Bowl. All right, I went off on a little tangent. Back to impact. Throughout your careers as PAs, you will have opportunities to impact people each and every day. And I want you to remember that. It might be that life-saving diagnosis that everyone else missed. And it might not be that obvious. It might be the kindness you pay to a patient's family in the room that puts them on a path to this seat here many years later, the way someone put you in it today. I want you to think about the impact you've had already during your training. I know that you've already experienced this during your time here at Hofstra. You've told me the stories. I know that in your brief time here, you've helped bring in someone's first day of life and guided out their last. You've been with patients and families and friends, making an impact. You've already begun to change lives. So those days when you're exhausted, you're hungry, you're trying to get out of the office or trying to get home, remember to answer the call or text or pager, and it impacts a life the way you've already been done these past 28 months. It is now my pleasure to introduce our first speaker. Dr. Susan Poser is the 9th president of Hofstra University. Since taking office on August 1st, 2021, she has prioritized academic excellence, student recruitment, and community engagement, leading to record high student retention and increased alumni support. Under her leadership, Hofstra launched Hofstra 100, a strategic plan that charts a course toward its centennial in 2035, and introduced a brand identity. The university was elevated to an R2 research designation by the Carnegie Classification of Institutions of Higher Education. She is an active member of various regional economic and civic boards. Prior to joining Hofstra, she was provost and vice chancellor for academic affairs at the University of Illinois Chicago, and previously held leadership roles at the University of Nebraska, including dean of the College of Law. Dr. Poser grew up in New York City and holds a JD from UC Berkeley School of Law and PhD from the University of California, Berkeley. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Susan Poser.
Good morning. Thank you, Dr. Gould. I'm delighted to join all of you for the White Coat ceremony for the Hofstra Northwell Physician Assistant Studies program. Let's all take a moment to thank Dean Lowenstein, Dr. Gould, and the faculty, administrators, and staff for all they have done to support these students to get to these seats today. As you heard a moment ago, the physician assistant program has a long history at Hofstra, established in 2000 and graduating its first class in 2004, well before the establishment of the School of Medicine or the School of Nursing and Physician Assistant Studies. Now, today is a really momentous day for you as you all receive that long, white professional coat that marks the completion of your education and the beginning of your careers as physician assistants. The white coat is a symbol and a promise to your patients that you will use your expertise and your compassion to serve those who place their trust in you. You will often work with a patient more than that patient's own physician, of course, you know that. And in a few minutes, you will take an oath that asks you to care for each person with dignity, empathy, and respect. This is a serious oath, and those of us who stand with you today know that you will take it seriously and live by it throughout your careers. You've been given the education and the tools to do so. And graduation is only 2 days away, and I look forward to shaking all of your hands on Friday as you accept your degree and join the ranks of Hofstra alumni. And so on behalf of Hofstra University and on behalf of myself personally, I congratulate each one of you, and I look forward to hearing in the future about the impact that you are all having on the world and on healthcare. Thank you, and enjoy the day.
It is now my pleasure to introduce our next speaker. I'd like to introduce Dr. Charlie Riordan, Hofstra's Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs. The Provost is the university's Chief Academic Officer and second to the President of the university. In this role, Dr. Riordan is responsible for the university academic programs, faculty, schools, colleges, as well as the libraries, the Hofstra Museum, the Salzman Community Center, and institutional research. Before joining Hofstra, Dr. Riordan served a decade as the University of Delaware's Vice President of Research, Scholarship, and Innovation. He was a member of UD's faculty since 1997 and serves as Chair of the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry and Vice President for Graduate and Professional Education. Throughout his career, Riordan has fostered efforts to recruit, retain, and mentor faculty from underrepresented groups while creating a climate of belonging. Dr. Riordan is also an internationally known chemist whose research has been supported primarily by the National Science Foundation and National Institutes of Health. In 2022, he received University of Delaware's Medal of Distinction for his contributions to society and the university. He earned his bachelor's degree at Holy Cross, his PhD at Texas A&M University, and was a postdoctoral researcher at the University of Chicago. Please welcome me in joining Dr. Charlie Riordan.
Good morning, everyone. Let me add my welcome and congratulations to the class. So I'm glad that Dr. Gould was able to explain what a provost is, because most people don't know what a provost is. But as the Chief Academic Officer, I feel compelled, particularly for those in the audience, family, friends, and sponsors, to absolutely confirm to you that despite, and maybe because of all of the extracurricular activities you heard Dr. Gould talk about and the students regale in their experiences, I'm also here to tell you that they spent equal, if not more time on their curricular activities and are very well prepared due to the excellence of our faculty, staff, and administrators to head out on their careers, which begin very shortly. So to the class of 2025, congratulations. Thank you for taking the time and the resources and the trust to come to Hofstra and to engage in this very rigorous academic program that is preparing you at a time in your lives and the time society where we need you now more than ever. You heard a little bit about oaths, and you'll be taking a very important oath shortly at the end of the program. I'll mention an oath, or at least an edict that was part of my educational journey through the Jesuits, and that is the Latin Cura Personalis, which translates from Latin, caring for the entire person, the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. It's actually a pretty good oath for a provost, but it's a very good oath and a framework for those in the healthcare professions and the giving professions. As you know, you're going to interact with your patients at some of the most challenging times in their lives. And so treating them as the whole individual is what you've been trained to do, you're prepared to do, and you're well served to do. And that training and caring for the whole person also extends to the family and friends of those patients that you care for. So thank you on behalf of Hofstra for entering into such a noble profession, for taking the courage and the time to engage in this very challenging academic journey and continue to learn and grow in your careers. The practice of medicine is changing rapidly. You need to be prepared, and I know you are, to change with them. So congratulations, and as President Poser said, we will see all of you at 1 o'clock on Friday for commencement, where you can shake the President's hand.
It is now my special privilege to welcome our keynote speaker, Lorraine Chambers-Lewis. Lorraine Chambers-Lewis serves as president, overseeing the day-to-day operations and strategic plans for Long Island Jewish Forest Hills, a 312-bed community hospital located in the heart of Queens, the most diverse county in the nation. The healthcare team provides inpatient medical, surgical, intensive care, as well as women's health services. As a Queens native herself, she proudly leads the diverse, dedicated team of healthcare professionals that demonstrates respect and sensitivity for the cultural needs of patients and families. A physician assistant since 1993, Ms. Chambers-Lewis has worked in emergency medicine, critical care, internal medicine, and occupational health. She began her career at Queens Hospital Center and came to Northwell, then North Shore LIJ Health System, in 2002 as a supervising PA for the Long Island Jewish Medical Center's emergency department. After transitioning to occupational health in 2007, she advanced in the organization and took positions of increasing responsibility as the function grew during a time of rapid expansion for Northwell. In addition to launching Northwell's first injury management and prevention program for worker safety, she also launched an occupational health business model for direct-to-employer clients, including an on-site wellness clinic at Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory. Serving as Northwell's Vice President of Employee Health Services, overseeing the occupational health needs of Northwell Health Force, she played a vital role in moving the workforce through health crises such as Ebola, H1N1, and more recently, the COVID-19 global pandemic. Ms. Chambers-Lewis was responsible for progressive strategies within the organization that rapidly developed and launched COVID-19 testing programs for team members and their families, as well as a vaccination program that nearly immunized 60,000 Northwell Health team members. A graduate of CUNY School of Medicine Physician Assistant Program, Lorraine also received her MBA from Hofstra University and is a fellow of the American College of Healthcare Executives. Dedicated to her community, she currently serves as board member at Queens Museum, the Queens Chambers of Commerce, and the Jamaica Center for Arts and Learning. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Lorraine Chambers-Lewis.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you so much for inviting me to be here. This really honestly means everything to me. I remember sitting in your seat. I actually arranged my graduation. I got the keynote speaker. It was the first female PA ever, and she came from North Carolina to speak. So this means everything to me to be standing here speaking to all of you. I love what you said, Scott, about NISPA. My class actually won the Challenge Bowl as well, so I know how that feels. The connectedness. I love to kind of see that and how you guys interact with each other, how you giggle about certain things, your inside jokes that no one else in the room gets. That's a class, right? You're together. You'll be forever tied. Right now in my home is my best friend, who went to PA school with me, became friends at PA school. We're just opposite personalities, but going through the rigor of PA school, we became really, really close friends. And here I am at 55 years old. She lives in Atlanta and came to visit me, and she's at my house right now. I thought about what I wanted to say to all of you today, and I decided to kind of put it in chapters, and don't worry, it won't be too long, but different points in my life that I really wish somebody had told me what the impact would be. And I just want you to seize every opportunity in this journey of life as a PA. The first chapter was the spark in my eye. You know, my mom knew that I wanted to be a PA. She was a nursing assistant at a nursing home, and I lied about my age to get a job there as a nursing assistant. I was 17, I was supposed to be 18 to get the job. And I did that because I needed hours to go to PA school. I needed exposure hours and in healthcare, and so I did that. And she said, you know, go over there, go talk to that guy. He's a PA, go talk to him. You know, and shout out to the parents and the loved ones in the house, because you're pushing your kids, and we needed that push. I needed that push, and so I'm very much an introvert, actually, but I did go up and speak to him, and he's like, all right, fine, okay, well, sit down. And then he just took, we had paper back then, he took out a progress note, and he drew the heart really quickly, drew the heart, and he started explaining the function of blood flow and valves, and my eyes lit up. I was in. I was like, yes, that's what I want to learn. That's what I want to do. I was so excited. When you have that type of feeling about any topic, I don't know, law, math, whatever, that's what you do. That's what you pursue. And remember that. Remember why you got into this, because times will be difficult. And you're going to need to remember what that passion was and what that spark was. So 2 things I learned for that. 1, ask for mentorship. Even if that mentorship was 20 minutes, that PA has no idea, because I didn't speak to him after that. He has no idea the ripple effect that he's caused in me and thereby to you. So I thank him for that. And then also, make sure you pay it forward. And you can do that right now. You don't have to wait to be a PA for 10 years to do that. There's someone that's right behind you in the class behind you. Pay it forward and be there for them. Chapter 2, just say yes. So you're ready for your next step. My PA director was very much into get involved, be part of NISPA, APA, be part of all these organizations, run for office. He was actually part of the first class of PAs. His name is William Stanhope. There were 4 PAs in the original class, and he was my PA director. And he convinced me to run for office for APAP, which is Association of Physician Assistant Programs. And there's 1 student position on that board. The rest are PA program directors from all over the country. And I ran unopposed. Darn it, I won. Oh no. And so, you know, sometimes you find yourself in situations, I didn't think I was gonna win. I was like, okay, I'll do it. But what an experience to be around them and to learn. And it took this person who was an introvert, and you know, introvert just means that when you're with people, it takes energy from you. It doesn't mean that you're shy, okay? But I just, you know, it was intimidating, but frankly, that set the stage for every other position that I was going to go in. That no matter how uncomfortable I may or may have been, it was gonna be okay. Why? I did it before. Then you go to this, you know what? It's gonna be okay, Lorraine, you did it before. And just keep going, keep going. So that small interaction was huge for my development. And so sometimes when people actually do something, just say yes. You have no idea the positive ripple effect that it'll have. Get involved. Chapter 3 is first job. First day on the job. This is a true story, and I can't believe that I'm going to say this while someone's recording. But I went to work. I was working in the ER. It's my first job. I was so nervous. I made myself sick. They had to send me home. I was so nervous. I was like, oh my goodness, these people's lives are in my hands. Oh my goodness. Trust yourself. I've spoken to your leadership here, your deans, your professors. I've toured your facilities. You have an amazing foundation, as did I, and I needed to have faith in myself. You have chosen to work in different areas. They chose you chose them. Understand that relationship with your employer. They need you. They want you to succeed. They've chosen you. They saw something in you that was positive. Have faith in that, and that they want you. Their name is on the line too. They want you to do well. They want you to do well. You have all of this support and resources. When you walk into a room, you are not walking by yourself. You're walking into that room with every one of these people on this stage behind you in spirit, all of your family members, people who love you, rooting for you. Lean on them. They want you to succeed. They want you to be successful. So do that. They're there for you. And trust yourself. You have to believe in yourself. Chapter 4, grow clinically. So there's fellowship programs which are wonderful, but not everyone can be in a fellowship program, and we need PAs everywhere. So grow wherever you are. There's so much to learn. Open your eyes and your ears and grow. Humble yourself and grow. There's tons of opportunity to be that lifelong learner if you're willing to do it. And understand that you've gone into healthcare. You've already committed to be lifelong learners. So have that frame of mind right now, early in your career. As you're graduating, it's not done. So make sure that you're committed to that and understand what is it that you're going to continue to grow in. As was mentioned, I'm a Hofstra graduate as well because I'm a lifelong learner. As my career grew, I was like, I need to go get my MBA. I need to be able to speak in the language of business so that the folks that I'm speaking to, the folks that I'm leading, I can understand what they're referring to and I can make decisions based on a foundation that Hofstra gave me. So be that constant learner. Chapter 5, repeat. Do the same thing over and over again. I get pulled into management. I get pulled into possible educational opportunities. I get pulled into being an executive. I've been an executive for 17 years now. Repeat. Every time you go up, there's going to be an uncomfortability. That's growing pains. That's growth. Welcome that. Welcome those opportunities to grow and to go into management. I remember when I was offered the position to be in management, and I was so reluctant. I'm like, I was looking for a frontline PA job. I wasn't looking to go into leadership. And my father-in-law, who was a principal at a high school, or no, it was grade school, he's like, what are you afraid of? Are you afraid of managing people younger than you? People who know more than you? He was really, he's really trying to get to my ego. And he's like, don't worry about it. You'll be okay. You will rise to the occasion, and you will deliver, and people will look to you for guidance. You're a leader right where you are, right where you're sitting. Be that person for your patient. Be that person for your colleagues. Believe in yourself. And finally, I think that the approach that kind of has helped me throughout is to be humble and to have a humble life. And if you lead that humble life in everything that you're doing, people will gravitate towards you. They'll be more willing to share things with you so you can kind of grow and be patient. If you're humble and you're patient, that gives space for growth. It gives space for grace. In that grace, you're going to be able to give that grace to your patient. That patient's not always going to say what you need them to say, when you need to say it, how fast you need to say it. But you need to give them grace and space for that. And in that, you're going to grow as you surround yourself with people around you who know more than you, and be comfortable with that. Because that's when you're growing. You're humble and you have patience. You allow that learning and that opportunity to exist for you. Be kind. Nobody likes a jerk. No one. Be kind. You will attract the best people in the world to be around you, for you to grow and to live your best life. And when you look back, years from now, you'll remember the moment that you sat in this seat and you started your journey. Have faith, trust, and patience. Thank you so much for allowing me the time to speak with you, and best of luck in your careers.
Each fall, we ask the new cohort to elect a president and a cabinet of students to act as liaisons between them and the faculty. This can often be a difficult task, as they hardly know each other's names at this point. Sometimes this goes well, sometimes not so well. I will tell you, like most things they did, the class of 2025 set a new bar here. It is now my privilege to introduce someone who needs no introduction, someone who's kept this cohort on the rails, whether it was coordinating student-faculty meetings, a last-minute email asking her to help me teach medicine to a bunch of fourth graders, or the please build us a winning NISPA fundraising game, which she did, and drag it to Albany and back. The list can go on, as she's been a partner to me, doing almost everything we've asked for. Your class president, Melissa Masato.
Thank you, Dr. Gould, for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. My name is Melissa Masato, and it is my pleasure to welcome you all to the white coat ceremony for the Hofstra Northwell Graduate School of Physician Assistant Studies class of 2025. Before we all begin to celebrate this moment, I'd just like to pause and acknowledge what it took for each of us to be sitting in these seats today. Long before PA school even began, we each discovered our love for medicine in our own ways, through patients who inspired us, classes that may have challenged us, and experiences that showed us what PAs are truly capable of. From there, each of us worked to excel in our undergraduate studies, doing everything we could to strengthen our applications, all to stand out to one of the most competitive and well-regarded programs. And when those acceptance letters arrived, it truly felt like the hardest part was behind us. But we very quickly learned that it was only the beginning. We walked in on the first day of didactic year as strangers and became the people who spent every second of every day together, literally. We started with determination and optimism, even though we'd been warned many times that PA school is like drinking from a fire hose. We had the confidence to face the challenges ahead. And though I can't speak for my classmates, whatever confidence I had did not make it past our first few exams. What followed were long days in the classroom and what felt like a never-ending stream of exams, quizzes, and practicals at CLI. Amid the constant workload, we learned how to interpret labs and imaging, diagnose and manage complex conditions, and just as importantly, how to deliver difficult news and be present in someone's hardest moments. As we moved into the clinical year, the hypothetical scenarios became real patients. We set alarms at unthinkable hours, traveled to places we had never been, which is why I got my first speeding ticket. Sorry, Dad. And spent long days on our feet, all while having to be on our A game day and night. And though it was exhausting, we witnessed some of medicine's most powerful moments, from welcoming new life in delivery rooms to resuscitating patients in critical condition. We learned that being a clinician isn't only about what we know, but how we show up with heart, compassion, and composure. That being said, the past 28 months did not just teach us medicine. They taught us how to handle uncertainty, how to push through adversity, and how to stay humble, to own our mistakes and remain open to learning from one another. And somewhere along the way, we realized that vulnerability is often our greatest strength. And these are lessons that we'll carry with us as we take on the privilege of caring for patients. We've brought PA school to a close by spending these final months conducting research, interviewing for jobs, and studying for our certification exam, which we will all soon pass. The path has been long, challenging, and in every sense of the word, bittersweet. So that being said, today is not just for us, it's for everyone who's made this experience more bearable. To our families, friends, and our loved ones. As it began to feel like there simply weren't enough hours in the day, we realized that PA school would demand sacrifices. time away from family and from the things that we enjoy. And without fail, you would constantly find ways to fill that void. Even though many of you have seen us at our most overwhelmed and exhausted these past 2.5 years, you were always there, reminding us that we could do this and reassuring us of our strengths when we doubted ourselves. You celebrated our victories as your own and listened as we vented about the stress, the burnout, and even how empty our bank accounts were. Still are. I say this on behalf of the entire class. We love you and we thank you for your endless support and encouragement. We never took it for granted, and you deserve to celebrate this achievement right alongside of us. Thank you. To our faculty and staff, writing this section gave me the chance to reflect on the countless ways you shape not only our education, but the kind of people and future providers that we're becoming. You are constantly looking out for us, often in ways we may not have realized at the time, to ensure we had every opportunity to succeed. You broke down material that once felt impossible to understand, shared your own personal stories to help us see medicine through the eyes of a patient, and gave us grace when we made mistakes. You built our rigorous class and clinical schedules to be as manageable as humanly possible, and worked tirelessly through every unexpected change that came your way to ensure we had the best experience. You challenged us, not to make us fail, but to show us how capable we truly are. And most importantly, you were there for us through every obstacle, whether it came from PA school, our personal lives, or anything in between. From welcoming us on day one to placing these white coats on our shoulders today, you've guided us every step of the way. You've shared your knowledge and clinical experience, setting the bar very, very high, and we're better because of it. We all feel an immense sense of pride receiving our white coats from Hofstra, which is a testament to who you are as people and the mentorship that you give your students. I could say with complete confidence that there is no other group out there like you, and definitely none that gets down on the dance floor like you. L'applaud. Okay, anyway. All of this is just a very small reflection of the gratitude that we feel. Thank you for believing in us and shaping us into the clinicians that we've become. And soon enough, our patients will be thankful for you too. And finally, my classmates. We were told early on that no one outside of this program would ever understand what we were going through. And I didn't grasp how true that was until I found myself completely out of energy, and you were the ones who gave me the strength to keep going. But shockingly, what I remember the most isn't the exams or the long nights of studying. It's the moments that we shared. We came together to figure out how we could strategically negotiate for points back, stood by each other on our worst days, and even kept each other calm when an earthquake hit during our pharmacology exam, as if the anxiety wasn't bad enough. We stuck together. We set alarms for Hoyser's lectures so he wouldn't go over his class time, which only worked one time, if that. We shared notes, knowing there were days that some of us did not have the mental capacity to take any. We sent memes in the group me after being humbled by a lecture or an exam just to try and keep things lighthearted. And played volleyball outside during lunch breaks so we wouldn't develop DVTs from sitting in those chairs for so long. And through it all, we became more than classmates. We became a true support system. And after exhausting ourselves mentally, physically, and emotionally, we should be incredibly proud for excelling in both the classroom and out in the clinical world, two settings where success is never easy to achieve. And on a personal note, thank you for trusting me in this position. And yes, I technically ran unopposed, so none of you had a choice. But I never once took that for granted. My role felt small compared to the many leaders in this class. Each and every one of you stepped up, planning events and fundraisers, hosting post-exam get-togethers for us to de-stress, representing Hofstra and the PA profession on state and national levels, and of course, our classmates, Lenny and Ken, whose dedication goes beyond this program through their service to our country in the U.S. Army. You all showed me that leadership isn't about having a title, it's about showing up for each other, and that's something that I saw in this class every single day. And I am so grateful that the strangers I met on day one turned out to be the most intelligent and inspiring group of individuals I could have ever hoped to share this journey with. I have no doubt that each of you will go on to make a real difference in patients' lives because you already have right here with one another. So before we step into the roles we worked so hard to reach, I just want to leave us with a few thoughts. 1, advocate for those who come to you with no voice, no support, and no one to speak on their behalf. Ensure they're heard, trusted, and cared for. It is one of the most meaningful responsibilities we'll ever have. 2, hold on to the wisdom that you've gained here, and not the kind measured academically, but the kind shaped by navigating PA school and all of its challenges. It's built our emotional intelligence, our empathy, and our understanding of people. And that's what taught us what integrity really looks like. To be honest, to take responsibility, and to keep learning, holding ourselves to a higher standard because our patients deserve nothing less. And 3, give back to the profession. We've all been shaped by our mentors, preceptors, and faculty who invested their time and knowledge into us. And as we move forward, we have the responsibility to do the same. Teach, uplift, and strengthen the PA profession for the next generation. And finally, remember why you started. In the chaos of long shifts and responsibility, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. But every day, we'll step into someone's life at their most vulnerable. And that privilege, the chance to make a difference, is why we chose this path, and it will always be what keeps us going. And with that, it is my greatest honor to congratulate the Hofstra Northwell Physician Assistant Class of 2025. We finally did it.
I got you.
And her card. All right, before I go, there's one person we want to acknowledge specifically, someone who is near and dear to all of our hearts, someone who has poured her energy, her time, and her whole self into this program and has made a lasting impact on every student that has come through these doors. On behalf of the Hofstra faculty in the class of 2025, we want to thank Professor Banahan for everything that she's done. We wish you a very happy and well-deserved retirement and all the best in everything that comes next. We love you.
I love you guys so much. You know how much I love you and how proud.
I would like to now invite Professors Amy Roberts and Phyllis Garcia.
This year, our Physician Assistant Studies program is proud to recognize an extraordinary level of academic achievement among our students. Traditionally, the Academic Excellence Award is presented to 1 or 2 students who have demonstrated exceptional academic performance, earning a 4.0 GPA during the didactic year. However, this year, we are delighted to celebrate something truly remarkable. 5 students have achieved a perfect 4.0 GPA. This accomplishment reflects not only individual dedication, perseverance, and intellect, but also the collective spirit of excellence that defines this class.
Each of these students has set a standard of academic mastery and professionalism that exemplifies the very best of our program. We congratulate them all for their outstanding achievement and for setting a record in the history of our department. Congratulations to each of you for your exceptional work and commitment to the highest standards of academic excellence. We are proud to call you members of the Hofstra University Physician Assistant Studies community. Please join me in recognizing the recipients of the Academic Excellence Award: Melwin Benny, Antonio Devana, Amanda Luber, Tiara Cetas, and Jacqueline Spector. I would now like to invite Professors Rakoy and Tutian to present the next award.
Before we begin announcing the recipients of this award, we ask that the honorees please remain seated and come up to the stage after all remarks have been delivered. The Clinical Excellence Award recognizes PA students who exemplify the highest standards of clinical training and professional performance. Selection for this award is based on a comprehensive review of clinical course grades, preceptor feedback, professional interactions, and performance during clinical year activities. This year, the exceptional caliber of our cohort is reflected in the decision to recognize 3 students: Ariana Sacconi, Lucas Skolkin, and Livia Throng. Whose performance consistently ranked at the highest level across all measures. Ariana Sacconi distinguished herself from the very start of the clinical year. During her first rotation, she was described as exceptionally strong, very helpful, engaged, and eager to learn, and someone who builds great rapport with patients and is a wonderful member of the team. Across every core rotation, and even in her elective, preceptors praised her clinical insight, adaptability, and professionalism. One preceptor captured it perfectly. Ariana was efficient, accurate, understood how to formulate a strong differential diagnosis, and I would hire her. She is an exceptional student and a future asset to the medical community. Lucas earned unanimous praise for his motivation, kindness, and steady growth as a student. From his first rotation, he demonstrated humility, teamwork, and a strong desire to improve. Preceptors noted how quickly his critical thinking evolved, describing him as a fantastic student, always motivated, kind, friendly, and well-liked by all staff. And later, into the clinical rotations, he's referred to as knowledgeable, intelligent, team-oriented, and hard-working. Across all specialties, Lucas consistently took initiative, supported his team, and provided compassionate patient care. As one preceptor wrote, Lucas will make a great PA in whatever field he chooses. Livia exemplifies consistency, professionalism, and dedication to lifelong learning. Preceptors repeatedly described her as extremely talented, very motivated, and an excellent PA student who quickly became an integral part of the staff. Her strong clinical knowledge, eagerness to learn new procedures, and ability to build rapport with both patients and colleagues set her apart. Preceptors also highlighted her empathy and engagement, noting that her interpersonal skills enhance not only her own learning, but the learning of those surrounded around her. As one preceptor noted, without any doubt, Livia will become a great medical provider. Their achievements reflect the highest standards of our profession, and we are incredibly proud to present this year's Clinical Excellence Award to Ariana Sacconi, Lucas Skolkin, and Livia Strong. You have all? Yeah.
We'd now like to invite Dr. Amy Roberts and Professor Margaret Cashaw to present the Excellence in Research Award.
We are very excited to present the Excellence in Research Award on behalf of Dr. Denise Rizzolo. This award is reserved for an individual who has not only demonstrated excellence during the research semester, but has also shown a profound commitment to the world of scholarship. It celebrates more than just grades. It honors curiosity, initiative, and the drive to push the boundaries of clinical knowledge. Research is the backbone of innovation in healthcare. It demands persistence, attention to detail, and the courage to question the status quo. The recipient of this award embodies all these qualities.
This student's work reflects a genuine passion for advancing patient care, and their involvement has already made a mark on our program. Whether through developing original research questions or rigorously analyzing data, this individual has demonstrated what it truly means to be both a scholar and a future clinician. It is with great pride that we recognize this exceptional achievement. Please join me in congratulating this year's recipient, Nathan Hebert. I'd now like to invite Professor Marc Laplatinier to present the Leadership Award.
I will be presenting the Leadership Award for the class of 2025. This award is given to an individual who demonstrates outstanding leadership qualities in our program. Was a relatively easy choice for this award, since one student has continuously showed her involvement in the program and all the activities that we were doing. She also helped other cohorts and was with her astute advice and was always helping other cohorts organize things. This year's recipient held the position of Student Association of AAPA SAPA as the president. So again, I envision her being a tremendous leader in the profession. I am very proud to give this leadership award to Melissa Masato. Professor Morelli and Becker will be presenting the next award.
The Hofstra PA program's Shining Star Award is given to a student who demonstrates exceptional promise, someone who consistently goes above and beyond what is expected. This year's recipient came into the PA program already a hero. He served our country as a combat medic in the United States Army and served his community as an EMT before joining us here at Hofstra.
I first met this student when he delivered his oral presentation, and from the moment he began speaking, I knew he would one day make an outstanding PA. His professionalism, composure, and passion for patient care were unmistakable. This award he is earning today is especially meaningful to me, because as a former recipient of this very award, given by Professor Banahan, being able to present it to him now feels like a full circle moment that I'm deeply honored to share.
Throughout his time in the program, he has continued to lead and serve in meaningful ways. His dedication to the program and the profession has been evident from the start. He's taken on leadership roles such as the NISPA, which is what we call it, but that's the New York State Society of Physician Assistants, student representative for his class, the Presidential Charity Committee chair, and was elected as the NISPA PA student director overall. As a student, he has been kind, humble, engaged, and endlessly supportive of those around him, a true pleasure for the faculty to teach and peers to engage with. On clinical rotations, he was given compliments from preceptors such as intelligent, reliable, and willing to learn, always respectful and compassionate towards his patients, super motivated, eager, involved, a pleasure to work with, will make a great future PA. It's no surprise to any of us that the future of our profession looks a little brighter with his leadership on the horizon. It is our honor to present this year's Shining Star Award to Kennedy Redmond. I would like to now welcome Dr. Will Heuser to the stage to present the Overall Achievement Award.
All right. Good morning. So, definitely a fun award that I always like to give out because there's a lot that goes into this award, as you could probably imagine. So it is my honor today to present our program's Overall Achievement Award, an award reserved for a student who exemplifies the highest of standards of not only academic excellence, clinical performance, professionalism, and service to others. This year's recipient has set a standard that is nothing short of extraordinary. This student, although who was not called up before, also indeed has a 4.0 GPA, as you could probably guess. This, of course, is very exceptional to me because in my years of teaching here, I have never had a student almost score nearly a perfect 100 on almost all of my exams, which you guys know is not easy. Their academic performance is remarkable not only because of the grades themselves, but because they reflect a deep, authentic mastery of medicine built through discipline, curiosity, and relentless effort. Anybody that could be as weird as me and talk about New England Journal of Medicine articles is the reason why they get this award. But what sets this student apart even more is what they do outside of their own success. Despite the demands of clinical rotations and an already full schedule, they consistently take time to teach and mentor our current didactic students. Keep in mind, this is done on his own time for hours on end. This includes this past weekend, where this particular recipient spent at least 8 hours each day with several students. Not for recognition, not for credit, simply because they believe in lifting others up and passing it forward, as we've heard many times today. I vividly remember in ICU attending on rounds when this particular student happened to be on one of the SICU rotations with me. This particular attending is very, very difficult and very hard on students. But they actually stopped in the middle of this student's presentation and said, "This is the best presentation I have ever heard a student give." That moment captured what so many of us already knew. This student shines in every environment, academically, clinically, and interpersonally, and carries all of this achievement with genuine humility. Their journey to this point has been nothing but easy. They have persevered through challenges more than most people even know or even realize. And they've done so with grace, determination, and an unwavering commitment to become the best clinician possible. Their resilience is even inspiring to a lot of us here as faculty. Their character is exceptional, and without question, they are one of the smartest and most capable students I have ever had the privilege to teach. I am thrilled to share that this student will continue to make an impact right here at home. Upon graduation, I'm very happy to see his future supervisor in the audience with us today because he will be joining us in the surgical intensive care unit, and our patients are truly lucky to have him, as is our team. Our team is very, very excited for his arrival. Their future supervisor, which once again is here with us today, has told us and me multiple times how excited we are to have him join our team. He knows all, as we all do, just how extraordinary they are and how profoundly they elevate every environment they enter. The student has excelled, inspired, taught, led, persevered, and above all has done it with that humility and heart. It is now my absolute honor to reveal the recipient of this year's Overall Achievement Award to Derek Lakwani. Okay.
Congratulations. Because this is a special class, we like to keep everyone on their toes, so we have another overall achievement we'd like to hand out. We wanted to reserve it for obviously Professor Vanahan because she's retiring and end with the last award as well. This student has exemplified excellent achievement by also maintaining a 4.0 throughout the didactic year as well, and has also held extreme leadership roles, has represented to the class in different amazing ways. You've been a leader to your peers, faculty, you've been a pleasure, you have been spoken highly of through your clinical preceptors.
Always a smile on her face. You never not see this student and don't see a smile on her face. She lights up a room. She is wonderful inside and out.
And also has amazing dance moves as well. We are so excited to present the second overall achievement award to Olivia Kulinski.
Get the laughs out now, come on. Okay. Before we begin announcing the recipients of this award, we ask the honorees please remain seated until all remarks have been delivered. The Clinical Preceptor of the Year Award recognizes the preceptor who demonstrates exceptional mentorship and guidance throughout our students' clinical rotations. This award is unique because it is determined by student voting and comments at the end of their clinical year. Our students take the time to reflect on their experiences, sharing their thoughts on the preceptors who had the greatest impact on their education and growth. This year, 2 individuals, Melissa Langino and Michael Wells, were recognized by our students for exemplifying the qualities of an outstanding preceptor. Students described Melissa as someone who exudes passion and joy in her work and who always made her students feel valued and supported. One student shared how Melissa took me under her wing, describing her teaching methods as clear and patient, creating an environment where students felt comfortable asking questions and were challenged to think critically. Melissa's compassionate approach to patient care earned her the admiration of both students and patients alike, with many students noting that she made me love women's health, something I never expected. She was so good at being a PA that I hope to be like her one day. Similarly, students spoke about Michael's exceptional patience, dedication, and skills as a mentor. They shared that he always took time out of his busy schedule to explain things clearly and made sure students were involved in every patient interaction. One student noted that Michael had a huge impact on my confidence as a future PA. Students praised his approachability, with one remarking that he provided incredible autonomy while still giving me guidance and support, a balance that built both confidence and responsibility. Michael was also commended for consistently seeking hands-on opportunities for his students. On behalf of the Hofstra Northwell Physician Assistant Program, our faculty, and especially our students, we are extremely grateful for your dedication, mentorship, and for the positive, lasting impact you have had on our students. It is our honor to present this year's Clinical Preceptor of the Year Award to Melissa Langino and Michael Wells. Yeah. All right. Come on up. Come up, come up. Oh. We now invite Dr. Marc Leplatinier to present. Of course I do.
I don't need the stool. Thank you. So as you noticed on the program, there are certain students that have a star next to their name. That's because they're going to be inducted into the Phi Alpha National Honor Society. This society is very unique because only a certain number of students can get invited to this. The criteria is you have to have a 3.5 GPA. You have to be very involved in the program, involved in leadership, community, and professional services, doing outstanding research, and have a high standard of character. only 15% of the student body is allowed to be elected into the Phi Alpha National Honor Society. This year, we're also honoring some faculty and alumni and an honorary individual into the Phi Alpha National Honor Society. So I would like for everyone that's being inducted today to sort of stand and just acknowledge your accomplishment. Jeff, too. We're now going to have a student slideshow that's going to demonstrate the 2.5 years of time that the students have been here. So all the members on the stage can go to the side so you can actually see it.
I always knew this day would come. We'd be standing one by one with our future in our hands. So many dreams, so many plans. I always knew after all these years there'd be laughter, there'd be tears, but never thought I'd walk away with so much joy but so much pain. And it's so hard to say goodbye, but yesterday's gone, we gotta keep moving on. I'm so thankful for the moment, so glad I got to know you. The times that we had, I'll keep like a photograph and hold you in my heart forever. I'll always remember you. Another chapter in the book. Can't go back, but you can look. And there we are on every page. Memories I'll always save. Up ahead, only open doors. Who knows what we're heading towards? I wish you love, I wish you luck. For you, the world just opens up. But it's so hard to say goodbye. Yesterday's gone, we gotta keep moving on. I'm so thankful for the moment, so glad I got to know you. The times that we had, I'll keep like a photograph and hold you in my heart forever. I'll always remember you. Every day that we had, all the good, all the bad, I'll keep them here inside. All the times that we shared, every place, everywhere, you touched my life. Yeah, one day we'll look back, we'll smile and we'll laugh, but right now we just cry. 'Cause it's so hard to say goodbye. Yesterday's gone, we gotta keep moving on. I'm so thankful for the moment, so glad I got to know you. The times that we had, I'll keep like a photograph and hold you in my heart forever. I'll always another chapter in the book. Can't go back, but you can look. And there we are on every page. Memories I'll always save. Up ahead, only open doors. Who knows what we're heading towards?
Okay. Faculty and students, please prepare for the presentation of white coats.
I think so. They caught me so off guard. I'm like. Should I wait for them?
Susanna Abraham. Lauren Algerio. Samantha Anderer. Birthday. Isabella Arujo. Unesa Badat. Victoria Bayardi. Melwin Benny. Charlotte Bone. Kirsten Lily Brunner. Grace Catherine Buttiglione.
Ashley Capozzi. Hannah Carson. Tiffany Chen. Skylar Nicole Christian. Matthew Chu. Julia Chihonchik. Sean Cruz. Olivia Swalinski. Anya Deloso. Jessica Delton. Melissa DeMarco. Karishma Deonandan. Allison DePaulis. Jennifer Diaz. Gabriella Di Pasquale. Antonio Franco Divana. Richard Doe. Shira Fellis. Emily Franco. Livia Futterman. Lindsay Gabrielle. Evanthea Gavris. Ledner Garone. Ashley Hammond. Nathan Hebert. Justine Joanne Keltika. Kelly Kim. Bryce Knupp. Naomi Kavor. Leah Larson. Rachel Lee. Derek Lewis Likwani. Amanda Luber. Remington Malam. Melissa Masato. Mackenzie Mavros. Kate Kennedy Mostow. Ilona Nakaj. Caitlin Brooke Olson. Emily Prasad. Emily Pfeiffer. Hi True Joseph Lafemme. Kennedy Redmond. Ariana Maria Ciccone. Vishnu Sathian Arayanan. Diana Scaluso. Tiara Cetus. Lucas Skolkin. Emily Sofer. Jacqueline Spector. Daria Shimchik. Shabina Tammy. Erin Elizabeth Thornhill. Livia Kyra Man Trong. Sean Youthop. Alexandra Catherine Vaquero. Christy Van Flork. Erica Elizabeth Velasquez. McKenna Williams. And last but not least, Jocelyn Wong.
I would next like to invite Vice Dean Karina Lascalzo to come up and guide us in the reading of the oath.
Thank you so much for the honor of completing the PA professional oath with all of you today. If you could all grab the program in front of you and stand up. I'm going to go ahead and say a phrase, and you can all repeat. I pledge to perform the following duties with honesty, integrity, and dedication, remembering always that my primary responsibility is to the health, safety, welfare, and dignity of all human beings. I recognize and promote the value of diversity, and I will treat equally all persons who seek my care.
I recognize and promote the value of diversity, and I will treat equally all persons who seek my care.
I will uphold the tenets of patient autonomy, beneficence, non-maleficence, justice, and the principle of informed consent. I will hold in confidence the information shared with me in the course of practicing medicine, except where I am authorized to impart such knowledge.
I will hold in confidence the information shared with me in the course of practicing medicine, except where I am authorized to impart such knowledge.
I will be diligent in understanding both my personal capabilities and my limitations, striving always to improve my practice of medicine.
I will be diligent in understanding both my personal capabilities and my limitations, striving always to improve my practice of medicine.
I will actively seek to expand my intellectual knowledge and skills, keeping abreast of advances in medical art and science. I will work with other members of the healthcare team to assure compassionate and effective care of patients.
I will work with other members of the healthcare team to assure compassionate and effective care of patients.
I will uphold and enhance community values and use the knowledge and experience acquired as a PA to contribute to an improved community. I will respect my professional relationship with physicians and other members of the healthcare team.
I will respect my professional relationship with physicians and other members of the healthcare team.
I recognize my duty to perpetuate knowledge within the profession.
I recognize my duty to perpetuate knowledge within the profession.
These duties are pledged with sincerity and on my honor. Congratulations to all of you. You can go ahead and sit down.
You may be seated. As we begin to wrap up here today, I have some last-minute housekeeping. Before you run out of here for some well-earned celebrations, I want to remind the graduates to please meet in front of the Playhouse after for a few pictures, and to remind all of you to stay in touch, stay close to us, your family now. I also need to take a moment to say that while I get to stand up here and MC and take some credit for all the accomplishments of this group, it really is all the people beside me here on stage and behind the scenes that make this machine run. I most sincerely thank all of you and our faculty and our admin team for everything they do. They truly have a love for this family. Thank you. But before we land this thing, I've got one last little item. Someone who couldn't make it here today, but wanted to send along a few words, a friend to me and a friend to the class of 25, Hofstra alumni in New York's PA of the Year, Dr. Mike Sachs.
Hofstra PA class of 2025, I wish that I could have been there with you today. The stars didn't align, but 10 years ago to the day, I stood exactly where you are right now, anxious, excited about what the future held, and from that experience I can tell you many, many great things. Many great things lay ahead. Like me, you guys have learned from a phenomenal faculty, and when they're involved, many great things lay ahead. Congratulations. I look forward to working with you all in the future.
It seems requisite when speaking at graduations to involve a quote from a famous person and to somehow link it to the graduates. So here's mine. Winston Churchill once said, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." And with that in mind, for the class of 2025, I'm going to close today the way I usually do, and that is with a wish and a challenge. First, a wish. The other day, a colleague who I hadn't heard from in several years reached out to me with some news and to catch up. Somewhere in our brief banter of catching up, I asked her, how was work? And being someone who trained with me, she invariably said, living the dream. We both laughed and complained about work and laughed some more. But then there was a silent pause, and we turned to each other and we said, there's nowhere else we would rather be than standing over the bed of a sick patient. So my wish for you is that may all of you always have that feeling too. Now the challenge. I challenge all of you every day to remember the gift of impacting others that you have worked so hard to achieve here these past 28 months. Because Ken, it wasn't my phone call to you that changed a life. It was how all of you will answer the call that will change lives. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the Hofstra Northwell Physician Assistant Class of 2025.
Start the music?
Yeah.